Hi guys, it's Night Fear, and I have come on to do my TBR for the Books in the Freezer Readathon. This is a readathon that is inspired by the podcast Books in the Freezer, and this readathon and that podcast is hosted by the Shades of Orange, and that's what she read. And I will link stuff below, either their channels or their announcement videos for Books in the Freezer. Now this readathon goes from October 1st to October 14th, so it is a 2-week readathon, and there are 5 challenges. So I'm going to tell you what the challenges are and tell you what I decided to read for each challenge. The first challenge is to read a horror novel by a female author, and I'm not sure if I've ever read a horror novel by a female author, and Kaylin, my daughter, read this, and so I decided I would try to read it too. This is Long Lankin by Lindsay Barraclough. I'm not sure. But anyway, it's about these 2 girls that go and live with their aunt, and strange things start happening, and I guess that there were 2 other little girls that some things happened to, and this sounds spooky, and Kaylin liked it, so I don't know. I decided I would read it for this, and I've never read anything by her, so I thought I'd give it a try. Okay, so the second one is to read a horror short story collection, and this was easy. I knew I was going to read Stephen King, and originally I was going to read Bazaar of Bad Dreams because I haven't read it yet, and I own it, but I saw that my library had Skeleton Crew, and I have not read this book in a really long time, and I really like it, and this is actually the one that has the mist in it, and I absolutely love that story, and it's been a long time since I've read it, and I've watched the movie several times, and I really want to read it and remember what happened at the end, because a lot of people are saying that the ending of the movie is a lot different than the book or the story, and so I want to try to remember what that ending was, because honestly I don't remember. So, but yeah, this has a lot of short stories in it. As you can see, it's got quite a few. So, and I don't remember really any of them. I do remember that I if I remember right, I enjoyed The Monkey, and I'm thinking some other ones, but I don't, like I said, I don't really remember, so I'm going to read this one. I'm going to enjoy this because I love his short stories. Okay, so the third challenge is to read a horror book by either by or featuring a person of color or somebody on the LGBTQIA plus spectrum, and this was one that I think it was the Shades of Orange recommended. And that's The Cabin at the End of the World by Paul Tremblay, and I had already wanted to read this book, so I decided this would be the perfect time, and this is supposed to be about a young girl who has been adopted by 2 dads. So there's the gay character, and they're on vacation in the middle of the woods, and these people come and basically tell them that she is the only person that can prevent the end of the world, and what happens after that. So I'm really excited to read this one. So, and I've never read any books by him either. So yeah, this is going to be exciting read. Actually, I'm excited for this readathon. There's a lot of books on here that I really want to read that I've never read. So yeah. And then the next one is, and that one I'm going to read on my Kindle because my library doesn't have it. So that one I have to read on Kindle. So the next challenge is to read a horror book with a movie adaptation. I'm kind of cheating a little bit on this one because I really want to read this book. And there's also a book club. Peter likes books. His book club is reading this book during this time. And so it kind of, 2 birds, 1 stone kind of thing. And this one's actually going to be, it's not going to be a movie. It's going to be, I'm not sure if it's going to be what do they call it? Like a series, like a movie type thing that they do in several parts. Or if it's going to be like a show. It's going to be one or the other. And I don't think it's out yet. But anyway, but this is You from Carolyn Kepnes. And from what I understand, this is about a stalker who stalks this girl. And I believe this is the one that's kind of supposed to be you're in his head. But I've heard some good reviews about this one, and people have really enjoyed it. And I believe there's a second book to this also. But people have said that one's not, or the one people I have seen said that it's not as good, but I want to read it. And actually I'm on hold right now, for my library. So I'm hoping that I can get it in the next few days. And then I can actually read this in book form. If not, I do have this one on my Kindle too. So yeah, so that's that, but it's You. So, all right. Like I said, I'm kind of cheating, but you know, I want to read it, so it goes. And then the last one is a book recommended on the podcast, and she also mentioned The Shades of Orange. I think it was her again, because I watched both of their videos, their announcement videos, but I think it was The Shades of Orange that recommended this one, or that said that they had recommended this one on the podcast. But it's Nosferatu by Joe Hill, and of course, Joe Hill is Stephen King's son, and I read, that one by him, The Heart-Shaped Box, and loved it. And I started, The Fireman, for another readathon. I didn't finish it, but, so I'm reading that one right now, and it's really, really good. And so I'm going to get to this one for this readathon, because I'm trying to read more of his books to see if I want to, you know, buy his books too, and add to my collection of Stephen King books. Oh, but let me see. I'm trying to, actually, I'll just read this to you real quick, because I don't know what this one's actually about. I just saw it was him, and my library had it, and they recommended it, and yeah, so I just grabbed it. It says, Victoria McQueen has an uncanny knack for finding things. A misplaced bracelet, a missing photograph, answers to unanswerable questions. When she rides her bicycle over the rickety old covered bridge in the woods near her house, she always emerges in the places she needs to be. Ooh, that sounds cool. Vic doesn't tell anyone about her unusual ability, because she knows no one will believe her. She has trouble understanding it herself. Charles Talent Manx has a gift of his own. He likes to take children for rides in his 1938 Rolls-Royce Wraith with a vanity plate, Nosferatu. In the Wraith, he and his innocent guests can slip out of the everyday world and onto hidden roads that lead to an astonishing playground of amusements he calls Christmas Land. Mile by mile, the journey across the highway of Charlie's twisted imagination transforms his precious passengers, leaving them as terrifying and unstoppable as their benefactor. And then comes the day when Vic goes looking for trouble and finds her way inevitably to Charlie. This was a lifetime ago. Now the only kid ever to escape Charlie's unmitigated evil is all grown up and desperate to forget. But Charlie Manx hasn't stopped thinking about the exceptional Victoria McQueen. On the road again, he won't slow down until he's taken his revenge. He's after something very special, something Vic can never replace. Wow. Okay. Well, I'm really glad I picked this up, because that sounds amazing. So, but yes. So those are the three that I have physical right now. And then there's You and The Cabin at the End of the Woods. And that's what I'm going to be reading for the books in the freezer. Yay! So let me know down below if you've read any of these books, if you're participating in books in the freezer. And, you know, whatever you want to say, just let me know. I love this time of year. I love reading scary books, and I'm really excited about reading these. And please, please, please remember to be kind to each other, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.